Speaker.
Again, this is a split call. Dr. Janyang.
Mr. Speaker, this is a budget with confidence. This is a budget with a strong sense of responsibility. Now, it is a budget with confidence simply because New Zealand is one of the fastest growing economies in OECD, a top performer. Now, let's look at the growth rates in the past few years. Since 2008, when we experienced global financial crisis. In 2009, after the financial crisis, we did experience a decline of 2%. But since then, the economy has been keeping growing. In 2010, we had a growth rate of 1.7%. In the following year, 2011, we had a growth rate of 2%. And in 2012, we had a growth rate of 3%. This is in sharp contrast with some other OECD economies. For example, now, in the United Kingdom, the growth rate was only 0.3%. And then in Eurozone, it was negative 0.9%. In Japan, 0.4%. And in Canada, 1.1%. In the USA, 1.6%. So our growth rate has been much better than many other OECD countries. And for the forecast in the next 4 years, we are predicting about 2.8% in average. So this is our economy. That is why we feel confident that we'll be able to continue to do well. This is also a budget of a strong sense of responsibility, simply because we believe we are doing well. However, we want continuously to manage our finance responsibly. So that is why we have returned to surplus, but we're going to continue to increase our surplus, and we will pay our debt to make sure that our debt will continue to decline in the coming years. So we will spend money where we think we need to spend. Now, health is one area where we believe it is very important to our public services. Now, each year since 2008, we have increased our spending in health about $500 million each year. For that reason, we are able to have today over 6,000 more doctors and nurses, and also 99% of under 13s are now able to have access to free doctors every day and night. So this is a very, very outstanding public system. Now, based on what we have achieved and also a very high record of spending, this year we have another $2.2 billion for health, which will take our health spending, total health spending for next year to $16.1 billion, which is another record. So this is what we are trying to do to further improve our public services. Now, education is another area where we have been trying to invest more. We have a hard-working minister, a very strong leadership, and we have achieved a lot. Look at this, 96.6% of school children are now going to early child education, which is increased from 93.6% in 2008. 84.4% of 18-year-olds are now achieving NCEA Level 2, which again is a substantial increase, actually, from 68% in 2008. Now, we have a record spending of $11 billion for education. In addition to that, we are going to spend $1.44 billion more for education. We're going to build 9 new schools, 480 new classrooms. Now, to finish my speech, Mr. Speaker, now I would quote and comment an OECD comment in 2015, which says, inflation and inflation expectations are well anchored, strong fiscal monetary policy frameworks and a healthy financial sector have yielded macroeconomic stability, underpinning growth. Employment is high, business investment is robust, and households and firms are optimistic. This comment still applies. Thanks, Mr. Speaker.
Very good speech,
Maureen.